30,682. That's the number of homunculi I've made so far. I haven't kept count, but that's the latest specimen serial number, so I figured as much. The average lifespan of a homunculus is 3 days. However, out of all the specimens thus far, this new one has the most potent magic power. 3 days have passed, but its heart has yet to cease functioning. If I can develop this specimen into a witch, then it will mean tremendous progress for my research. Understanding how to turn a person into a witch should also shed light on how to do the reverse. Hence, I should be able to restore this cursed body of mine. A puppet devoid of emotions can't use magic powers. My plan to turn this homunculus into a witch was experiencing setbacks. One day, the Pope visited my laboratory. I had no idea what would bring the supreme authority of the Church of Longinus here, but she was shockingly well versed in my field of work. Existence, the tree of life, witches and angels, the heart and the soul. What sounded like myths the Church would preach about recounted our world in incredible detail. God created this world. Within each of us exists a soul, and angels reside in the heavens above. They all seemed like works of fiction written by a child. But what if they were true? I formulated a completely new theory based on these myths, and I saw magic powers finally manifest in my new specimen. I named the specimen AA. Thanks to her, all of my experiments progressed immensely. What is a witch? What is a soul? To know those answers is to know the secret of life. Before I knew it, I had lost sight of my mission, completely immersing myself in research and inhumane experiments. The truth of the world is within my grasp, filling me with ecstasy that drowned out any feeling of guilt. But one day, as I was leading AA to the laboratory by the hand, I felt her squeeze back. Her hand was far smaller than mine. It's laughably thin and looked as if it could snap at any moment, yet she grasped my fingers as tightly as she could. It was at that moment that I understood. I wasn't creating puppets. I was creating lives.
Professor, what is the sky?
Little A asked me that question after I let her read a book. She has no clue what the sky is, because she's never set foot outside the laboratory. I showed her some photographs, but that just added to her bewilderment. No amount of words or photographs can convey how blue and beautiful the sky is. After staring at the collections of blue ink for a while, she looked up at the laboratory ceiling and muttered in curiosity, "The sky here is so white." I sure hope you can see the real sky one day. That would be nice, she replied, her emotionless eyes trembling ever so slightly. Is there any way to show little A the sky? If I learned of a witch who could control light, I went to ask them if they'd make a sky for little A. If I got word of a book with beautiful photographs of the sky, I procured it at once. My research falls behind, and I spend more time exclusively on these experiments. By the time I realized it, she was the only thing I could think about. I would destroy the world for my child. Whenever I'd read books with that line of thinking, I'd find them to be illogical. Weighing the life of one against the rest of humanity? It would be ludicrous to compare. But the average lifespan of a homunculus is 3 days. Little A has marvelously lived for 1 year, but that miracle won't last much longer. I'll make sure she lives longer, even if it's just a day. For that reason alone, I joined the Pope's Cleva project, all the while knowing it would result in the end of the world. The project succeeds as expected, conjuring forth an angel. The archangel of the 7th Sephira, Haniel, the angel of love. Although created as a heartless puppet, little A was made to host the angel of love within her body. How ironic. Or perhaps it's because she's a puppet that she wished for a love that wasn't meant to exist. The power of a witch is influenced by her emotions. Powers can manifest from happiness and joy, but something more powerful is evoked from pain and sadness. We have many treasures in our lives. The time we spend enjoying meals with family, conversations with friends, being near the people important to us. They're normal everyday things to us. But if we were to lose even one of them, we'd surely cry out in distress. But what if there was someone who only had one of those treasures? Once it's gone, how much agony would that person suffer? The kingdom of Byron was destroyed by a curse, one that turns everything to rust. A curse of love gone completely berserk.
How much power can the Tree of Life give? How long does a homunculus turned witch have to live? Everything is new to me, so I don't have a clue. But I'm sure my time with little A will be short. We might have 10 more years, or we might have until tomorrow. I'm bound to accept punishment for my sins one day, but I regret nothing. Even if what lies ahead is the most painful of goodbyes, even if my soul will be shattered to pieces, I will never forget all the warm memories little A gave me for the rest of my life.